On this week's Xterra Talk, I'm going to be kind of running you guys through my solar panel setup. I've had quite a few people ask questions about it. Some people have requested a video on it. So I just wanted to kind of shoot some stuff and give you an explanation and kind of walk you around it to show you the whole setup, how I installed it. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so this is a Renogy 100 watt panel. I will put a link in the description below so you guys can see exactly what it is. It's a kit that comes with the solar panel, the aluminum mounts for it. It comes with the cords, the cables, basically. Then it also comes with the controller, which I will show you back in here. It also comes with this controller so that you can, monitor your power output, and then also it will make sure not to overcharge. So that's definitely one thing that you want to think about, is you don't want to overcharge a battery. So the nice thing is the controller will just take all that juice from the solar panel, pump it into your battery, which inside of this box here is a little 35 amp hour battery, a deep cycle battery. So you can take it down to about 7 or so volts, about 50%, and be fine. I honestly though, so it's not a starter battery. So in this box, it maybe takes up like that much room in there. And then I've got, some room for the cords to come out of the back of the panel here and then go to the battery. But with just this little battery, I think it was maybe like 60, 70 bucks. Again, I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested in that. Just click through there and you can find the exact one that I'm using. But so I bought my solar panel kit off Amazon. I actually bought a used one. There was someone selling a used one, like a returned open box deal. I think I paid about 140 bucks for the solar panel and the controller and all the cordage, the cords that came with it. The cabling, I guess you would call it. And then I bought this battery, and then I bought this panel. And again, I'll put a link to the panel. I'll put a link to pretty much everything that I've got on here in the description, just to make it as easy as possible on you. But so here's how it's set up. Now that you kind of know the components, right? So again, we've got the Renogy up here. Now I was getting a little nervous. If you're familiar with Xterras at all, their hoods tend to move a lot. So even before I put the solar panel on, the hood just constantly flutters like that, which obviously will make people nervous, right? So when you strap a big squared off panel like this and then go 70 miles an hour down the highway with wind getting underneath of it and stuff, it felt like it was fluttering even more. So I added these hood latches. Now I just used, because mine's an older Xterra, I didn't care as much. I just used steel tapping screws and lined them up and measured. I measured basically from here up to here. I think it's about 4 inches if I remember right. And then I just did the same thing on this side so that they were pretty even. But they just go right in there. Just gives me a little peace of mind that they're not going to fly off at any moment, and the hood's going to smash into me and solar panel's going to fly up and kill somebody. So bear with me here. I'm going to set this down while I lift up the hood. Now that we've got the hood open, the nice thing is, so what I did, again, nothing fancy, right? Like my Xterra is 15, 16 years old at this point. So kind of my goal was strength, right? I wanted strength and longevity. So you can see the solar panel comes with these pretty nice aluminum brackets, so you don't have to worry about rust or stains or anything like that on your hood. But they are intended, this thing is an outdoor panel, but it is intended for more like a home type of use. So, you would mount these outside of your house or something like that. You might mount up 3 or 4 of them and run them in sequence and put out 400 watts of power. But they work pretty well for the Xterra. So basically what you do is you attach this underneath of here first to the panel itself. So I had it attached to the panel, and then I bolted it to the hood. So you can see there's 2 bolts on each one of those. And then I used bolts and nuts and washers, right? So you can see in here the underside. And what I did again was I just measured, right? So I actually laid the solar panel on the hood and used dry erase markers so that I could make marks where the bolts needed to be drilled or needed to go. And then I just manned up and I just drilled holes through my hood. You can see as I was laying it out, I did measure On the underside, I measured from here back to there so that I had an idea, and then I tried to get as close to that as I possibly could. So you can see I shot for these open spots here on both sides. And then I just RTV'd the crap out of them just to seal it up, just so there wouldn't be water leaking in on top of the engine, causing any potential problems or rust or anything later. The same with the back, but on the back there are some challenges. And I'm going to show you the inside first, and then I'll show you the outside. So on the back, it gets really close to the back of the hood. So I wanted to have enough metal to make sure that it didn't, you know, rip out of the back. And I was able to do that, but I did have to use a Dremel and cut off the bolts, because as you can see down here, like, they are even cut off, they're still like just barely not touching, right? So anyway, so that's them back there. Both sides, the same two things. So on the top, what I had to do to modify, you'll see here, so the aluminum brackets actually stuck off just a little bit. And I didn't want that overhang. I didn't want it to potentially cause problems with the, you know, the windshield washers. I didn't want it rubbing on anything. So what I did was, again, when I set this down, I marked my holes on it. And then at the same time, I took my marker and I reached underneath it here and I drew a line along the bottom to match the curvature of the hood. And then when I took it off, I went high, right? I went a little bit high because I knew that the line would be down here and that would be past it. And I actually cut it just a little bit up above it. Just used a 4.5-inch angle grinder, clamped them in a vise so that they wouldn't move, and then just sort of ripped them down with that. Again, it's nothing fancy. I'm not, you know, I wasn't trying to win any awards here, but literally I didn't have to buy any sort of special mounting hardware. I didn't have to fabricate any crazy, like, you know, I've seen some people that have like custom sort of boxes that their solar panel sits in, and that's what mounts to the hood, and those are super cool. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to disparage anybody here, but I just wanted to use what came with it, right? I'm cheap. I was like, I'm getting this panel, I'm spending, you know, 200-ish bucks on the solar panel, the battery, and all the accessories, maybe even a little more, maybe 250-ish on everything put together. And I honestly, I think it came out pretty well. Now, you do have to be aware, you'll notice back here that it does have a little gap in it. So the hood is not perfectly level, right? It's not perfectly straight. However, this thing is, I mean, it is bolted under there. I can't even, prying up on it, I can't move it. So it just sits a little bit uneven. It's just a little bit higher on this side than it is on that side because the hood is rounded, but nothing to worry about in my experience. So that's how it's mounted to the hood. Again, this thing is, I mean, it's on there good. It's not moving at all. If this thing flies off, the hood's going with it, basically. But so then underneath, there are wiring instructions that come with it. It is pretty easy. You just do, you know, one is a positive, one is a negative. You run it back to your battery, you hook it up to the positive and the negative, right? Like it's really simple wiring. But so then I ran them underneath of here. So you can see that the cords come underneath of the panel and then they run down here. And then again, if you've ever run any aftermarket stuff on Xterras, there is a boot right down there. There is a like a firewall port, if you will. I'm blanking on the name right now for some reason. But there's a hole in the bulkhead there, and it's a rubber thing. So I just slit the rubber a little bit wider so I could get the cord through there. And you can see I've got a ton of accessories that run through here anyways. And then I RTV all around the cords to keep water from going inside. Once I did that, then next I ran it, you know, down through the floorboards, underneath the floorboards, all the way to the back. So just like you would with speaker wires or anything like that, if you're familiar with basic wiring at all, it basically just runs all the way down the driver's side, up here, through the wheel well, and then to the back. And so then it comes out right up there by the seat, comes up this side of this box right here, and then goes into the bottom of the controller. Now, once it's into the controller, then the controller does all the heavy lifting, right? The controller is the thing that says how much power needs to be pushed back to the battery, when to shut it off, when to cycle and discharge the battery and recharge the battery. So just kind of, it handles everything as far as keeping everything topped off. And then from that, then there are two cables that come out and go into the hole there and go into the box, and they go straight to the battery. So that's it. I mean, it's basically a positive negative coming out of the solar panel, running through the truck, going into the controller, coming out of the controller, and going into the battery. That's literally it. That's all there is to it. Now, wiring the panel was a little bit trickier. I will try to put some links. I'm no electrician by any means. Again, I've done some car audio stuff like probably most of us have. So I've done some really basic stuff. But I will try and link to some of the videos that I watched to learn how to wire this panel up. You basically just wire them in a series though. So, you know, the positive and negative goes into one end and then they just all link together. And that's all there is to it. But again, I will put some links below to some of those videos that I watched to learn that stuff. And yeah, I'll link to all the products and everything below. So again, I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope that that gives you a little bit of an idea how easy this project is, because it's really not that bad. It's just kind of, you know, getting the gall to drill holes in your hood and do that. So aside from drilling holes in the hood, it was a really easy project, and I'm super happy that I did it. Alternatively, here's an idea for you, and now I'm kind of thinking about this. At some point, I may get a full-size starter battery that's a deep cycle, like a class 31 or whatever, battery that's a deep cycle, and I may switch this up. I may move the controller under the hood, and I may have the controller, you know, take the power and then route it back out to the main battery. And that way I don't ever have to worry about having a dead battery. You know, it'll just keep topped off. So I may do that at some point. But that is a way too. Like, you don't have to build a whole custom box. You don't have to buy a second battery if you don't want to. I mean, I like it because, you know, when you get to camp, I open this up, I turn off my interior lights, and I just leave it open, pretty much like an awning basically, for most of the time until it's time to go to bed. And I charge all my accessories. I throw my phone back here, I charge my power banks, I charge my chainsaw batteries, I keep my radios topped off. So for me, it made a lot of sense because, again, I would pull this drawer out, I'd be cooking here, I'd probably have a table back here behind me, and I would just have everything charging and doing a lot of cooking and stuff. I've even used this slide out drawer as like a laptop table before and had it charging off the solar while I'm like working on videos and stuff at the back of the truck. So again, that's pretty much it. You can use it however you want. Hope that was helpful. Hope that was good info. If you have any questions, please post up in the comments below. Also, if you've done something similar, man, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear different ways that people do the same thing. So if you did something completely different, post up in the comments and let me know. If you mounted it on the roof, let me know. If you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button. I put out Xterra content all the time. I put out gear reviews, and I do a podcast/vlog every week too. So great Xterra content, overlanding content, overlanding gear reviews. So I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.